This is hands down one of the hottest makeup looks I've ever seen. So today we're gonna recreate this quintessential hot girl holiday glam. The only way we're gonna get this makeup to last all night is by using a really good skin prep. To get my skin really nice and tacky, I'm going in with my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. The secret to covering your blemishes is to go in with concealer before you put on your foundation. I'm just placing the concealer on top of my blemishes and I'm not blending it out. The girls in the inspo have super fluffy brows. I'm gonna use my Rare Beauty to just push all the hairs upwards. I haven't gotten my brows done in a minute, so using the tip of the brow brush, I'm gonna make the brows look a little bit thinner. I usually do the laminated brow look, but every time I don't do it, I feel like my brows turn out so much better. So please let me know if I have brow blindness and whether I should start doing my brows more naturally. Since we're doing a full glam baddie makeup look, obviously we have to carve out our brows. I'm just gonna draw a really faint line underneath my brow. And at the tail, I'm gonna push it upwards to kind of lift my eyes. For the base, we wanna use something a little bit more matte and full coverage. I'm gonna go in with my Benefit Porefessional Foundation. It literally makes your skin look flawless. To get the most snatched look possible, we're gonna use a cool tone bronzer. I'm using the Westman Atelier Face Trace Contour Stick. You always want to put this as high as possible on your cheekbone and drag it all the way up to your temple. Put it all over the perimeter of your forehead. Then to sculpt out my nose, I put a little bit underneath and I just do 2 lines on either side. And then always blend your contour upwards and outwards. The best winter shade of blush I've ever been able to find is shade Spicy of the Say Dewy blush. I'm just gonna place this right above my contour. I'm blending this from the apples of my cheek into my under eyes all the way up to my temple. I know I look insane right now, but trust the process. The under eyes have to be bright, flawless, and blurred, so I'm going with my Hourglass Vanish Concealer. I'm gonna put this in my inner and outer corner. I'm gonna do a line to sculpt out my contour, a little bit on my chin, and a tiny bit in the center of my forehead. Also, I always use a dry beauty blender because I feel like it picks up more of the product. To set my face, I'm gonna use a loose setting powder. I've been loving this one from Laura Mercier, specifically the ultra blurring version. And then using a powder puff, I'm just gonna press the powder in. Everyone in the inspo is super bronze, so I'm going in with my Giorgio Armani Luminous Bronzing Powder. I'm gonna blend this into my hairline around the perimeter of my forehead, also from my temple down to the center of my cheek. And then for powder blush, I'm gonna use Milani in shade Luminoso. I'm just gonna put a little bit right underneath my eye, and of course a little bit on the tip of my nose. Winter makeup always calls for highlighter. I'm gonna put this on the tip and bridge of my nose, a little bit on the cupid's bow, and a tiny bit on the brow bone. The base is so spot on. I'm actually obsessed. The eyes and the lips are definitely going to take this look to the next level. I'm starting off with the lightest shade of my Patrick Ta Major Dimensions palette. I'm going to put this all over my lid and I'm going to bring it above the crease. I want to replicate this specific eye look, so I'm just going to do like a classic smoky eye. Now I'm going to blend the light brown shades into my crease and I'm going to try to focus this on the outer corner. Taking any of the excess on my brush, I'm just going to swipe it on my lower lash line. Using my brown Kosas gel liner, I'm going to really lightly tight line